Hello, my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking for evidence in the JFK assassination. Now, what I do here, excuse me, still congested, the allergies are kicking in. What I do here is I look for evidence to present to the public, okay? And when I find evidence and stuff like that, I piece it together and everything like that, as I point out in my videos and stuff, and I show what I find. But it's like even also point out as well, it's a long, slow process. Okay. But what people don't know is like when you make a discovery, when you're looking for evidence, you get confused. Okay. You really do get confused. Just like as you see behind me, I have images of the manhole cover and other images as well. But the reason why I'm pulling this up and I want to show you when I look for evidence, what I have to look for, okay, which what we're going to do is we're going to go right into it. Okay, when I came across frame 399 of Zapruder film and I see something strike the side of the concrete of the manhole cover here, then I want to go further in, then I go 401, another strike at the top corner of the manhole cover, and then all of a sudden we see a bullet ricocheting upward in frame 402. Now, when I first seen this, I was like, okay, well, something struck this part here and something struck this part here, and something's ricocheting upward. So I put this in a file and concentrate on just this thing right here was the manhole cover. Concentrate on it. So what I did then was I started going through all the files and images and everything else, and then I come across this image right here. And I'm like, okay, well, now I got to investigate where they at or what they doing there, what their location they're at and stuff. And then I come to find out that was a manhole cover right here on the other side here. And what he's doing is picking up a bullet that they retrieved there. But see, I didn't know this at the time. I had to sit there and wait. And as I keep on piecing together and piecing together and piecing together, and then I sit there and look at this one right here, and we see him coming down. There's the bullet laying right in the grass here. We got the manhole cover right over here. And then we got the close up right here. If you see his hand right here, see his knuckles and stuff like that in his hand right there. Same thing here. And then we see the bullet line of grass here. And then we blow up, we see a bullet here. So now I'll sit there and I'm like, okay, well, we have the two images that shows two shots being there and another image of the bullet ricocheting film wise. So we can see that in motion. And now we have an image of a Secret Service agent bending down, picking up a bullet lying in the grass there. So now I know at that point that this is a bullet. Okay, so I knew something struck the sides, but I didn't know what it was. And we see something ricocheting upward. It wasn't until I found this, I knew it was a bullet because the bullet was retrieved there, and that was the one that hit that concrete. So now I know it's a bullet. So I'm marking all this down, and I'm still doing my investigation. Then I'll start going finding more images like this one here. They're looking down and stuff. So we got evidence. Okay, well, now we know that's something, two bullets striking the manhole cover. And we got images of men looking at Secret Service agents, police, and stuff like that. And then we line this up, as we see in the film, we line it up. So we'll start here. We'll go to this manhole cover here. This is the manhole cover. So we're going to start lining it up, and then we're going to see, well, this is where the location where that one shot occurred right there, as we see in this frame here. And then we have another shot right here that occurred at the top corner. And then we have the Secret Service agent picking up the bullet that's lying in grass right here. So now I call a friend. He takes an image for me. And here's the image he took for me. And then I go ahead and I said, well, okay, now I got the location marked. So this is where one bullet struck. Well, there is concrete missing here and an indent right here on concrete there. And then there is a mark and an indent right here in this location here, as we see in the Zapruder film. So now at this point, it's like, okay, well, now we have the two shots we can see taking place. We know it's a bullet shots because we can see that they're retrieving a bullet there. and we see the two marks in the same location that we see in the Zapruder film. So I marked this down, and it's like, okay, now we have more evidence. Then after we get all that evidence, and this is how we find it, then we start lining it up, as you see right here, and we're going to see it's lining back up to the rooftop of the county records building where these shots came from. So now I have to look at who was there actually a gunman on the rooftop of the county records building. So when I start going back over the Zapruder film again, so I have all this in a file now, remember. And then as some time went by, all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm sitting there seeing a reflection of a gunman in the Zapruder film by the sprocket holes. And then I start zooming in and everything else and seeing that, make sure it was a gunman. We can clearly see it was a gunman. And he was taking shots there, and we can see that the reflection is from the rooftop of the county records building. So now at this point, it's like, okay, now we have the gunman's location. We know there's a gunman there. We know the shots are taken there. But see, we don't stop there because, like I said, this is a lot of information alone that shows there was more shots and stuff there as well. But then we have the shots to the grass area, and then finding, the curb shot. And then when we piece all this together, we come to find out more evidence because now we know, well, this is the gunman's location. Here's the manhole cover. Here's the grass area, and there's the curb shot. And when we line all these shots up, we're going to see that they're all in the same line of fire. So now we can pinpoint who took the curb shot, the grass area shots, and the manhole cover shots was the gunman on the rooftop of the county records building. This is all this information I had to come up and find first and look for first before I even brought this gunman right here out. Okay, that's why a lot of people don't understand it when it comes to research. And now what I'm trying to point out is called looking for evidence. And then once you find the evidence, you put everything in a file on that certain evidence. Just like when I found the shots to the manhole cover, and then I put that in a file. And then I was like, wait a minute, here's 2 shots of the grass area, so I got to put that in a file with the manhole cover, because it's like, wait a minute, these shots come from this guy's here as well. And then we have to put the evidence that we find the curb shot where James Tagg was standing. We have to put that evidence in there as well, because these are all from the same gunman from the rooftop of the county records building. Then once we get the shots, pinpoint the shots, then we can mark down the time frames. As I point out in my other video, we can pinpoint and mark down the time frames of these shots, like the manhole cover shots is right here and here, which would be 8 and 9 right here. And then we've got 10, 11, which is the grass area. No, the grass area, excuse me, I should take that back. Grass area is 11 and 12. And then we got 9 and 10, 8 and 9 manhole cover shot. And number 7 is a shot to the grass area, to the curb. What I want to do is I want to make this video here to point out a little bit more evidence on, looking for evidence, looking for, when you get the evidence, you got to piece it together and stuff and present it, because now you have the evidence to show that, hey, there was more gunmen there was more shots fired and stuff. And I just wanted to make this video here to, give out more information on when we look for evidence. Okay, it's confusing to us at first, and it's not till the very end is when we can actually sit back and start piecing it all together, and then we get more of an understanding when it comes to finding evidence like this. Don't forget that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. And always in the description down below, you're going to find a site where you can order my book, Evidence of Conspiracy. Thank you, and you have a pleasant, pleasant day.